with Jim Cornette, Big Bubba, the Midnight Express.
You know something everybody's talking about? Why has Jim Cornette been getting on Dusty Rhodes' case the past couple of weeks? Why are the Midnight Express wrestling in single matches? What the heck is going on in Denmark, brother? Well, let me tell you something. You see, Starrcade 87, Dusty Rhodes started flirting with the idea of retirement. Well, that gave my mother an inspiration, and she gave me an order, and that is that the Cornette family name, revered though it is, can go down in history best of all by being the man who managed one of the men who put Dusty Rhodes out of the business, brother. And Dusty Rhodes, I know you, and I know that you would have never thought about retirement if you didn't have it in the back of your mind that you may be slipping just a little bit. You see, I'm going to state some plain facts. First of all, Dusty Rhodes, I think what you are is a big, ugly, low-class redneck goof. That's what I think you are. But you've been the world heavyweight champion 3 different times. You are the United States heavyweight champion. Every kind of title there is to be held, you've had it. And for the past 16 years, every time there was a big match, every time there was some big money made, every time there was somebody anywhere in the world talking about professional wrestling, they were talking about Dusty Rhodes. He was right there. You've been the big deal for 16 years. But you see, let me tell you something, Dusty Rhodes. Muhammad Ali was the greatest for a long time. He was from Louisville, Kentucky, just like me. But you see, he thought he was the greatest about 2 or 3 fights longer than he actually was. And his brain's cottage cheese now, and he's talking like an idiot. And that's the same thing that can happen to you, Dusty Rhodes. Look at yourself in the mirror, you idiot. Look at yourself in a full-length mirror. Your knees are busted up. Your face is scarred. Your back hurts. It takes you an hour to go to sleep at night and a whole lot longer to get up in the morning. You are on the downhill slide, brother. You have seen your better days. And I know and I can feel in my heart that you're ready to be taken. Somebody's going to do it, and one of the men that Jim Cornette manages is going to be the guy to take you out. And here might be 2 of them. Ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. Tag Team Champions, beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan, the Midnight Express. Not only do they do it better than anybody else, but they look better doing it, brother. A wise man once said that, and that applies to the Midnight Express, beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan. My man, Big Bubba Rogers, the baddest man in the world right here at ringside. Call the villagers, tell them to light the torches because Big Bubba's on the loose.
Well, Big Bubba Rogers is certainly one man that you don't miss very much, and you don't keep him very far from you either, do you? After what you've been saying about Dusty Rhodes, you might want to sleep with this big guy.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. I'll tell you what Dusty Rhodes ought to get in bed with tonight. Dusty Rhodes ought to get in bed with the idea of getting out while there's still time, because Big Bubba Rogers is in the bunkhouse stampedes. He's making Dusty Rhodes and everybody else look like fools. Dusty Rhodes, I'm sure, is behind in the bunkhouse stampedes. Big Bubba Rogers is winning money right and left. The Midnight Express in tag team competition, there ain't nothing finer. You see the gold belts right here, but they've also been in singles competition the past couple of weeks, because I'm sending a message to Jimmy Crockett that we want some contracts for a United States heavyweight title match with Dusty Rhodes. All my forces are coming together. Dusty Rhodes is teetering on the brink. He's on the edge of the canyon, brother. He is ready to fall. My mother told me examine the situation. I've been looking at the tapes. Dusty Rhodes this year, 5 years ago, Dusty Rhodes 10 years ago. I can see the difference. You can look at the man. You can see the strain, the wear and tear mentally and physically, because he's been keeping up a schedule that you wouldn't believe for the past 16 years. He's been on top of things, but it's time. It is time for a change. They always remember Jim Ross. They always remember the guy that beat the legend. They always remember that Hank Aaron beat Babe Ruth's home run record. Sure, Wilt Chamberlain was great in his day, but a time came he had to step down. Sure, even Joe Namath. Sure, all the great sports heroes from Bernie Oldfield in 1908 right on up to today. They're on top for a long time, but the time finally comes, and I'm sure, I know down deep in my heart that this is Dusty Rhodes' time, and I've got all my forces together because we have got to capitalize. We have got to take the advantage. We have got to do what nobody else has been able to do, and that's get rid of Dusty Rhodes, take his title, and put him into retirement. I want it so bad. I crave it. I can taste it. I can feel it, because my name, Jim Cornette, would live forever in the history of sports as the man who managed the man who took Dusty Rhodes out. The legend in professional wrestling finally fell, and it was because of something that Jim Cornette did, brother. They'd be talking about me in spaceships 25 million years from now. And you think I'd like that? You're dadgum right.
All right, well, Jim Cornette made plenty of comments there. And while he was talking, we have quite a tag team matchup, Tony, in the ring.
I think he's all the way up to the ring now, Jim Ross. I think he should know by now how many people have tried to put Dusty Rhodes out of wrestling. We're talking about James J. Dillon. We're talking about the Andersons. They've all tried to put him out, but Dusty Rhodes is still around. And here he comes, beautiful Bobby up on top. He's way up there near the lights. Oh, that elbow drop.
Nobody does it any better than beautiful Bobby Eaton. Eaton Airlines on the top rope.
Let me tell you something. If I have to file a personal injury suit with Ted Turner, I will get the lights in this studio raised up. That light right there is 15 feet above the floor. That is not high enough for beautiful Bobby. He's going to hurt himself, and I'm going to sue the pants off Ted Turner and everybody else responsible for it. And I wouldn't be surprised, Jim Ross, if I didn't see Dusty Rhodes in here with his daddy's plumber's ladder trying to fix up those lights so they'd fall on beautiful Bobby when he comes out of his favorite corner. That's what I wouldn't be.
Plumber's ladder?
Yeah, plumbers use ladders. Working on plumbing on the second floor. You ever heard of a two-story outhouse? That's about how dangerous the Midnight Express are. You never know what's going to drop on you when.
All right. Boy, well, he's just full of wisdom today.
He really is. You never know what he's going to say next or what he's thinking. But, you know, I think there's a bottom line to all this. We talk about bottom line so much, and that is that Dusty Rhodes realizes when Jim Cornette says that we're after him, he really means where in the plural sense. We're talking about 4 men right there who will jump Dusty Rhodes if need be.
I think he fantasizes about being an athlete. And when he says in the plural sense, we are going to do this and we're going to do that, Bubba Rogers is a great athlete. That was uncalled for, but, you know, I'm not going to jump out there and tell him that he's out of line. Not 6'8", 350 pounds. But I think Jim Cornette fantasized that he's an athlete and that he would have a great deal to do. Look at that. Somebody's holding, Bubba's there, somebody was holding Rocky King. Jim Cornette getting in on the act.
Cornette just taunting Rocky King right now. And it was beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan with the double team, but moments ago that tag rope, look at Rocky King. He went right after Big Bubba.
Hey, come on, Cornette.
And Bubba just took him right down to the concrete floor, and I heard a very sound thud right there.
Did you hear the sound of that watermelon? I mean, that head when it hit the floor. The guy tried to physically attack me, and Big Bubba just had to take matters into his own hands. I wouldn't be surprised if Ted Turner don't sue you or Tony or somebody for the crack made in that cement right there. And I hope that Dusty Rhodes is taking a real close look at this. I hope he's looking. I hope he's studying. Big Bubba Rogers, mad, bad, and dangerous to know in the bunkhouse stampede. The Midnight Express, singly or together, the greatest force in professional wrestling. And one of the 3 of them, Dusty Rhodes, the deadly trio, one of the 3 of them is going to take you out, bro. Hey, I hope what he does, you know, like fat women do, they take pictures when they're on a diet. They take pictures of nice skinny women in bikinis to their refrigerator door. I hope Rhodes takes a picture of the Midnight Express and Big Bubba on his mirror when he gets up in the morning, when he can get up, when he hauls his old broken, tired body out of bed. I hope he looks at that, and I hope he realizes that one of these men, can you imagine what kind of a thought that would be? One of these men is going to destroy my career. I love it. It's so easy.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Tony, I don't think Dusty Rhodes is not going to be intimidated by Jim Cornette's verbal assault.
Not at all, and I think that's what Cornette wants, but he's not going to get. Rhodes not to be intimidated at all. He is the U.S. Heavyweight Champion. He has committed to the bunkhouse stampedes, and that's all we've heard from him so far.
Stan Lane, the karate master. I'll tell you, he looks as good as we've ever seen him, and those feet are becoming deadly weapons. As Jimmy Cornette says, Sweet Stan does it on land. Beautiful Bobby does it by the air.
Right now, they go right from one side to the other. Cougar Jay had come in from that tag with a lot of intensity, but watch here now. Double team again.
Boy, Cornette can talk here and talk and talk until he gets red in the face like he is right now, but he does have a tremendous tag team combination. Perhaps as good as anybody in the sport.
There's no doubt, and that was serious to Cougar Jay, bending that back. It is not designed to go the opposite way like that. At least not that much. And Cougar Jay, that's to be a hurting man right now. Backbreaker right to the knee.
Now the tag has been made to beautiful Bobby. Another thing about it, anytime you see the Midnight Express with Cornette and Bubba out there, you know they're not above interfering. I think that's a situation we have here.
You know something? I don't know whether Cougar Jay ought to be madder at the Midnight Express or the goose who bleached his hair. Look at that hair color. And look at beautiful Bobby once again pushes the lights out of the way. Woo! Yeah! It is only a matter of time. Do you realize if we got Dusty Rhodes in a position like this, we could go on all night. We could work on him all night. And once beautiful Bobby would drop that knee off that top rope, brother, I guarantee you there would be no way for Dusty Rhodes to get his tired old body up off the mat, or if they did the chiropractor crunch right there, or no matter what. The Midnight Express can do it all, and Big Bubba Rogers cannot be hurt, cannot be stopped, and that, brother, is a sample of something we could do to Dusty Rhodes. I'm obsessed. I am obsessed.
You really are, among other things.
You certainly are obsessed. If's a mighty big word. If we did this to Dusty Rhodes, if it could happen.
Okay, we're going to take a look at the flapjack once again.
A great double teaming tactic from a tremendous tag team combination. Both men exerting their pressure, their strength, and it results in another victory for the Midnight Express. With or without Bubba or Jim Cornette at ringside, they are a phenomenal team.
Okay, David Crockett will talk with the Horsemen when we come back.